What is going on, you guys? This is the Cubone here. I am, of course, wearing teal and black like a Duval cap because I am here to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. I am, of course, joined by my co-host, Trico. How are you doing tonight, Trico? Indeed it is, Trico. This is our first AFC South rematch for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Of course, this is a matchup between the 3-2 Indianapolis Colts and the 3-2 Jacksonville Jaguars. Both of these two teams are coming off emotional wins in the previous week, with the Colts beating the Titans and the Jaguars beating the Bills. And I, of course, have my three topics that I do want to talk about in this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So Landon, I don't know what to tell you. I told you not to eat any of that candy. Well, all I can say is you got what you deserve, buddy. Now, let's go ahead and get started with the three topics on my whiteboard. And first and foremost, this is a battle for first place of the AFC South. The other two teams in the division, the Houston Texans and Tennessee Titans, currently sit at 2-3. So, with a win by either the Colts or Jaguars, they will be at 4-2 and at sole first possession of the AFC South, which is very crucial. And I think both of these two teams are very much capable of doing it. Jacksonville was the team that, going into the season, everyone expected to be the best team in the AFC South. Meanwhile, the Colts are a team that is surprising a lot of people, especially considering the fact they're facing a bit of adversity due to injuries at the moment. The fact that they have gone 3-1 over the last 4 games is extremely impressive. Moving on to the second topic that I do have on my whiteboard is the fact that Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss are going to be available for them at the running back position. Now, if you go back to week 1, neither of these two running backs were available for the Indianapolis Colts. Jonathan Taylor was on the PUP list and holding out for a new contract. Zach Moss was dealing with an injury, I believe, to his forearm and had to miss the first game of the season. So since they have come back, or at least since Zach Moss has come back, they have been very effective at running the football, have the Indianapolis Colts. And actually, Zach Moss, as I am recording this video, has entered week 6 as the third leading rusher in the NFL. Meanwhile, Jonathan Taylor had resolved his contract dispute with the Indianapolis Colts. I believe it was a 3-year deal, $14 million a year. Very much well-deserved, in my opinion, for one Jonathan Taylor. He is one of the better running backs in the NFL. Yeah, hindsight's 20/20 on that. I still think they should have paid him that money. And of course, the third and final topic I do want to discuss with you guys about this matchup, and this is a pretty big topic for me in my opinion, because this is the return of Gardner Minshew. Minshew Mania returns to Jacksonville. Of course, if you know your Jaguars football, Gardner Minshew was drafted by the Jaguars in 2019 as a 6th-round pick out of Washington State, if I'm not mistaken. And the idea was, Nick Foles was going to be the starting quarterback for them. He signed a big contract from Philadelphia. And on cue, week 1, Nick Foles breaks his collarbone, has to miss some time. Gardner Minshew steps in, and Minshew brought some spark, if you will, coming off the bench. He was able to win a couple games for the Jaguars in 2019. And there was sort of a discussion, should they just stick with Gardner Minshew throughout the regular season? Is he the better option at the quarterback position? And to be honest, I never felt like Gardner Minshew was given a fair shot in Jacksonville to be the starting quarterback for the Jaguars. But by the time 2021 came around, the Jaguars drafted Trevor Lawrence, and it was obvious Minshew was not going to be the backup quarterback for the future. They had signed C.J. Beathard in that same offseason. So, yeah, the running was on the wall. They traded him to Philadelphia, where Shane Steichen, current head coach for the Colts, was the offensive coordinator. He spent 2 years with them there, and then as soon as Shane Steichen became the head coach of the Colts, Gardner Minshew coincidentally followed him. And it's a good thing that Gardner Minshew did sign with the Colts, because Anthony Richardson has suffered a shoulder injury. I believe it was a grade 3 AC joint injury. So he's going to miss some time of 3-4 weeks or so. I'm not too certain how many weeks, but now we're going to be able to at least see Gardner Minshew back in the starting lineup. He's got Michael Pittman, he has Alec Pierce, he has Josh Downs as a rookie receiver. If Mo Cox is available, I don't know, he's had some concussions as of recent, I believe. But obviously the big thing, though, is that they're going to have Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss in the backfield. So he's got some weapons to work with. He's got the running game to work with. If you're a Colts fan, you don't want to see Gardner Minshew as the long-term starter for the rest of the season, but over the next couple of games, you feel confident that Gardner Minshew can at least win you 2, maybe even 3 games out of maybe 4 or 5. And now let's go ahead and get to the predictions for this game. Trico, who do you have winning this game? Yeah, it's kind of hard to argue against that statistic. I don't know what it is with the Indianapolis Colts when they play the Jaguars outside of Indianapolis. Whether it is in Jacksonville or the one random game they played in London. The Jaguars have won, like Trico said, 8 straight games against the Colts when the Jaguars are the home team. And this has been dating back since 2015, right? Yeah, 2015. I don't know whether it's the weather or preparation, injuries. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, every time the Colts go to play the Jaguars in Jacksonville, or the one time they were in London, they just look bad. And I don't understand it, because usually some of those Colts teams were actually pretty good, and some of those Jaguars teams were really, really bad. So I don't know what it is. There is a part of me that thinks, yes, with Zach Moss playing the way he's been playing, with Jonathan Taylor coming back, with the way that defense has played also, even though I do have questions about the Colts secondary, I really like what I see out of Zaire Franklin. They still have DeForest Buckner. They still have the pieces to at least be a somewhat competent defense. And they're really good at stopping the run, too. You can't ignore that. But the Colts have all the talent, and they have the capability of winning this game. Make no mistake. I'm a Jaguars fan saying that. And I said that last year, too. Okay, last year I thought the Colts were actually going to break the mold, and they were actually going to be able to win a game against the Jaguars in Jacksonville. And what happened? They got shut out. All right, and I was just like, the Colts are gonna Colts in Jacksonville. So as much as my thought process is saying, yes, the Colts are going to be able to somehow sneak away with a win in Jacksonville, I'm gonna go with what Trico said. Until they prove us otherwise, we're picking the Jaguars. I'm going to say 27-24. So that's my prediction. Jaguars win 27-24. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get this channel to 100 subscribers before the end of the 2023 regular season. So with that being said, folks, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.